That's you?
That's me.
All right, then the only other thing I'll bring up is I finally sat and watched Suicide Squad.
Oh, wow.
That's what that tweet was about. Why?
I wanted to know.
He wanted to know.
And then, before going into the fucking new one, I want to have full context.
Justice League, Suicide Squad couldn't have less to do.
I know, but
He watched everything else.
But Batfleck's in it, right?
He wants the
Slipknot is in it. Did you see him?
No. Oh, I thought you meant the band.
No, the character.
Yes.
The memorable character known as Slipknot.
Yeah.
He makes knots.
No, he wants...
That was the line when he pulled
the
up.
studio context,
So-
not the story context.
Yeah.
I don't really care what you think about the movie.
No, that's fine.
No, I don't mean that in a disparaging way. I mean, what I want to get to you is, like, do you see the studio influence of, like, whoa, no, we gotta jazz this up.
Yeah, back that out. Put a
Like,
punchline
that's
there.
what I want
That
your-
joke wasn't there before.
That's what I want your
Everyone's
opinion
walking
on.
away and no one's lips are moving, but then there's still a joke at the at the end of the scene.
That's good because I
Right?
think that does actually happen.
A couple moments where like the scene is over and then like you just hear like a weird ADR Harley going, "Come on, guys, lighten up."
Yeah.
You know, like.
Dude, I watched a whole treatise on how bad the editing is in that fucking movie.
That's
it's astonishing.
So first of all, it's a David Ayer movie, but for some reason it feels and sounds like Snyder because it's always dropping pop because that's the only way to convey feelings.
But I don't think he intended to do that.
Editing.
And here's the weird thing about it is that of course I can now confirm, I can see how bad, I can see how bad from here. But the weird one about this and the reason why people did like it and the reason why it generally gets considered like it was the best of the set so far and whatnot
Up to this point, yeah.
was because the actors did their parts, right? At the end of the day,
they tried.
Even as cringy as it was most of the time, Margot Robbie did what she could. Will Smith did what he could.
I think the things that, like, who gets almost like combined, they get almost as much screen time as like Will Smith or Margot Robbie is the combination of white man, Rick Flag and Captain fucking Boomerang.
Right.
Might as well be the same guy because they don't.
But
One's
to me,
slightly crazier.
But to me, like Rick Flag is just like,
so
oh,
forgettable.
you're the fucking enemy from House of Cards, right? Like
Yeah.
he's kind of more or less standing
Also
and playing the
RoboCop.
same thing. Yeah,
He was RoboCop.
I love RoboCop.
Fuck. Oh my god, I didn't know at the time because that was the first time I'd seen him.
Yeah.
Rick Flag's played by Peter
Interesting.
Weller.
Well, anyway,
Reboot RoboCop.
the thing with it. So the actors are doing the best they can, but here's the other bit is that they had so much time to build their characters up because the fucking movie is nothing but a walk and talk. The whole film is walking, a little action scene,
walk and talk
talking,
and like two action scenes.
and you cut away to the setup of like the villain for like a minute total, and then back to the walk and talk. And like I've never seen like it's like remember that episode of Game of Thrones recently where a lot of not the main one you'd think of, but it was the second time that some important people meet up and are all doing a thing. They're going on a mission.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there was nothing else to do in that episode because everyone was together.
There was just literally Marcus Phoenix doing this.
Doing Marcus Phoenix hands on the thing. That's the whole fucking movie, and I couldn't believe it, right?
There's a lot.
And I'm like, are we ever
It's a journey, Woolie.
And you think about like again, you compare directly to Avengers or anything else where there's a group movie and you have to build stories and plots in different places. X-Men movies know how to jump around, tell different stories, and here we're just sticking to this.
It's been done. It's been done for like 10 years,
and it's
now.
all flashback.
I think the only thing that happens is go into everyone in the room with all their computers and equipment, talking to Suicide Squad.
Right.
That's the only other thing it can cut back to. Because you can't cut back to these villains because they're just generic monster things that just want to take over the world and don't have any real plan.
And speaking of generic monster things, like
I can't even remember
Incubus.
the big thing that comes.
Fucking Amanda Waller, like going way different from my expectations of that character.
Oh, because she's like
I just
a horrible
mean the weird
murderer.
monster guy that comes out near the end, and I'm just like, I forget what it was. I forget what its name was.
Because she's a manipulator, right? And she's a string puller, and she's a person who causes indirectly bad things to happen, or even orders things that people go, "What the fuck?"
No, man, she murders.
But like
she big murderer.
Yeah, but apparently there were things that like do like approach that. But in general, that was such a like irresponsible way to do the things that she does.
I have a fun aside about
I don't want
that
to say out of character,
moment,
but I want to say like irresponsible,
because they have the big fight in the building, and then I left to take a piss, and then I came back after that scene had concluded, and I asked my girlfriend, "Oh, what happened?" She said, "Oh, Waller just shot all the FBI agents for no reason." I go, "Okay."
That seems thematically consistent with everything I've seen so far.
I was trying to dance around it a little bit.
Dude, whatever. That movie sucks. Who cares about spoilers?
The whatchamacallit. And then finally, right? And then the thing that like as I'm pretty much like just like leaning, eyes glazed over, you get to the point of like the whole of the fucking bit or whatever. Well, yeah, so spoilers, right? And the movie spoilers. But you get to the point where like the mission was to go and then they retrieve her, and it's this whole fight to get to her, to take her upstairs to the roof, and then a helicopter comes and she's gone. And you're like, you literally had a whole thing to have the lady do what she did on her own anyway.
They also got a...
So there was nothing. There was no point to
the bad guy.
But there was no actual point.
Well, don't worry about that.
To the thing.
The fact that the movie got edited so badly that like the final villain being Joker getting changed at the last minute, like, well, don't worry about that. It was
that being said, there's still something that I was like leading up to the release. The marketing was consistent. The movie was not consistent with the marketing. You know what I mean? Like there was only so much they could do with like fun songs and little nameplates, like Snatch style. But leading up to the movie, I was like, yeah, Suicide Squad, cool, okay, sure. I am down for a movie that's about villains.
Yeah.
That my hero might have a cameo in, let's say. Yeah. I'm down for that version of Harley being the movie Harley. I am fine with that being contained in that.
Wanted for killing Robin.
Wanted for killing Robin. What Robin? Doesn't matter. We haven't had that movie yet.
I heard that certain cuts of the movie have the Batfleck scene at the beginning, and certain cuts have it at the end.
I never
so that it can't, so that you don't know how to make sense of that.
Yeah, I'm down for like the Harley or Joker or Poison Ivy or whatever movie that they're planning to do, but like cramming all this. And with a bunch of fucking, like, not nobodies because they were part of Suicide Squad, but like just jamming all these, like, still compared to Harley or Joker or even Enchantress or something, Dead Shot's up there a bit, but and even Killer Croc, but like all the others, Slipknot, there was another guy that died off screen.
Man, Slipknot is like my biggest problem with that fucking movie, because they spent almost 50 minutes building up the team, and everybody gets their music video and their flashback.
But those...
And then fucking Slipknot gets out of a car.
Yeah.
And right before they go, right after they explain the bomb in their heads, and they go, yeah, that's Slipknot.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's gonna die because he didn't get a music video.
Slipknot is McGinty.
Yeah. No, but McGinty was hilarious, though.
Right.
McGinty had a couple of scenes.
I remember what you guys talked about when you first saw it, and I do have to like double down on that.
Yeah,
the Enchantress transformation
is the worst.
Is awesome.
No, when she transforms into a thing, it's bad.
No. The first moment where the transition happens.
Yeah.
It's super dope.
Oh, visually?
Visually, that effect was incredible.
The hand
move was one of the best things in the movie.
The character gets way less interesting.
When they ruined that, for sure. But that first one,
because you think you're like, oh, I'm
whoa,
this,
what a
like,
fucking cool transition.
Yeah,
absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I feel bad for Jared Leto. I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Like I
at
usually
the time I didn't, but now I do.
He usually overdoes it too much for my tastes. You know, he Jared Leto's it up, as they say, which is like, you know, if you're gonna.
He didn't in Blade Runner.
He kind of did though. It was all right. But that's kind of how I always feel. I'm like, all right, I'm expecting Jared Leto, and here, you know, he did it here, and he was. What can you? Who? I don't know. I don't know what he could have done with that.
I have like an appreciation for this different take of Joker, like this gangster Eminem style. Like I think that's a cool take, but they just did it.
They did it wrong. Listen, it's not that it's the idea itself is not poison.
Yeah,
he just fucked it up. They fucked it up.
I think that Leto did a really bad job with that Joker, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt that since I didn't get to see 2/3 of the scenes that he shot
filmed
for that movie, maybe there was a better character that I didn't get to see the good parts
and
of.
He said he was like, I'm set up to fail because
he is right to be pissed off about that.
He
shit.
filmed a movie they didn't show.
Yeah,
you know.
I think I'm not sure if one of you were here for it, but there is that like headline where someone says, "Jared Leto, are you in the Joker movies that are coming out?" And he goes, "I honestly don't know which ones I'm in." Because that's amazing.
They have how much footage? Like half an hour?
There's supposedly going to be a Suicide Squad 2. Then there's the Martin Scorsese thing that he's not allowed to be in.
I think
it's such a mess.
But if he's talked shit about it,
yeah, he did. He talked big bullshit.
Then like,
they don't care.
Okay,
I think the exact quote from Leto goes something like, "They cut so many of my scenes out, you could almost make a standalone movie."
I think he said something like, "They lied to me."
They lied to me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I felt
that's always fun, right? When you go see the final cut of a
lines.
movie you were in, and you go, "What the fuck?"
That's part of the gig. That's what actors
especially
are
when
like,
you're all over the posters.
And you know what? This is a total aside, but no one ever got it worse than David Prowse. David Prowse is the body inside Darth Vader in the original trilogy, who was not told that he would be dubbed over.
But so did his lines anyway.
Yeah, no, he acted the shit out of his part. And then he goes to see Star Wars, and it's James Earl Jones instead.
It's like, you know what sucks about that? It was the right choice.
Oh, hell yeah, it was.
Right.
But, ow.
Well, then the ghost form later on
is a different actor.
Is a different person entirely.
Darth Vader was played by like seven
it's kind of weird how
I played Darth Vader
together.
once.
Yeah,
right?
slightly.
Yeah.
No, you played R2-D2.
Yeah. Beep boop. I fit in the thing because I'm small.
So I have a question, Woolie. This is my thing about Suicide Squad, is that it's not inherently bad or like badly put together. I barely remember it. Will you remember anything about Suicide Squad in 6 months?
I think I will.
So
I will remember how, in order to appease and hook Will Smith in, they had to build something for him
they had
to
make
really
Deadshot
grab onto.
A fucking hero.
So they made Deadshot like the fucking most relatable human.
Woolie and I are probably forgetting there's some obscure comic where Deadshot gets this dramatic backstory.
Sure, but here you've got the emotional child scene.
Yeah.
You've got the facing down Batman scene, and the part where Will Smith almost beats him type moment.
Remember
you're like,
when Batman was like, "I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of a man in front of his children in an alley that looks just like Crime Alley." Remember when Batman was just huge about cosplaying Joe Chill?
So Will Smith needed some meat, and they gave him. They buttered it up.
Expense of the movie.
They buttered it up nice, you know.
Matt, I'm total opposite from you. Like, that movie is seared into my mind. Like
Batman versus Superman is seared into my mind.
The editing on that thing just is astonishing.
And what I'll never forget is how the Suicide Squad is now linked to the Wanted universe through the vessel that is Common. Because fuck the code. Yo, Mr. J, that's your girl, man. I don't want none of that.
I don't want none of that. No.
I don't want none of that code.
Man.
Anyway.
Yo, man, that's Margot Robbie.
All right, let's move on to news if that's it.